What's up, music junkies? Coming at you with a brand new episode. As promised, we got you your fix. Before we get into our interview with Fool, a Denmark based group that has some really amazing music that you guys should definitely be checking out if you haven't looked at from what we've been
Pretty
posting.
badass.
Before we get into that, we got some music news for you guys, so stay tuned. Mario, you want to start it off?
Well, Khalid came out with a new song called 11. And,
11.
well, actually, he came out with three new songs: 11, Know Your Worth, Another Day Gone. He also came out with the new song with Russ. I don't know if you've heard Russ. Russ is a rapper, and he has these super crazy fucking songs. He's a great lyricist. I forgot his most famous song name, but he's pretty fucking good. But Khalid is a great singer. I don't know if you've ever heard his music. It's
I've
like
heard his music.
R&B, and he fucking his singing is so goddamn good. Actually, you know what's funny? I was I went to go get lunch. You know, while I was at work, I went out. I went to like a Jack in the Box. I was pulling out of the drive-thru, and then I was like, "Hey, I'm low on gas." So I go to the gas station, and I look over, and there's a fucking like Porsche or fucking Ferrari, or I don't even remember. It was a fancy
A
sports car,
flashy, zippy.
and it was covered in vinyl promoting Khalid's new album, which it was a no, it was promoting Coachella because Khalid was gonna perform in Coachella or something like that. I don't know, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like Khalid everywhere, his picture on the door and shit. It was fucking crazy. So it wasn't Khalid driving it. It was an older white guy, so I would assume maybe his manager, his promoter, or someone, you know, it was probably on the way to Coachella or Palm Springs area. It was pretty cool. I was like, what the hell? I didn't take a picture of it though, but you know,
Damn. Well, I heard that Justin Bieber came out with a new album called Changes, and he came out with a bunch of new singles.
you know, we were talking about with Josh and Martinez and Espinosa that we should come out with a kind of like a episode where we talk about our what were the words that he said, the songs that were kind of ashamed of talking about.
And what songs would those be?
Guilty pleasures. There you go. Our guilty pleasures, and one of my guilty pleasures is Justin Bieber. I love his music. I think he's a great musician. Well, great singer because he does play instruments. He plays the
You know,
drums.
he's really good at singing soul music too and gospel style stuff. So I really think that he needs to be prided on that because he goes from having his pretty boy band voice to
Yeah.
having an element of some kind of rap and pop.
Yeah.
Um,
Of course, you would call him a pretty boy.
well, of course he is. I mean, everyone else would agree. Now he looks like a rat. I'm sorry, JB, but you let yourself go, bro.
He had dreads at one point. It was fucking weird. White people and dreads. I'm sorry, bro, but that was a mix, man. You know, I look at these reggae bands, and you look at them, the reggae artists, and they're white. You know, a lot of them are white, and they have their dreads, and I'm like, okay, you're okay. You know, you actually live the lifestyle. But there's these other white people with dreads, and I'm like, bruh, don't do it, don't do it.
So it looks good on a very select people. You
Yeah,
know, not everyone can pull it off, but I have seen a couple white people that have like the darker hair and they have like these piercing green eyes and they got like a darker skin tone, but they still look Caucasianish.
yeah,
But no, I get what you're like.
Caucasianish. Yeah,
Caucasian.
I was watching a ridiculousness, and they did an episode where they're talking about white people should not have dreads. It's just a bunch of stupid ass videos of white people with dreads just fucking falling, getting hit, and shit like that. I'm like, yeah, that's what they get. Don't rock dreads. There's
Maroon 5. I guess, sorry, a little off topic, but I guess they were scheduled to tour in San Diego on May 30th.
Yep, they were starting
But
here in San Diego.
I don't think we've heard any word if they're going to cancel or if they're going to keep following through. And I don't think we even know what this whole quarantine thing when it's going to be over. So I can get it.
LA pushed their quarantine out to like May 15th, I think.
No shit.
So if it goes that long, we're not going to be seeing any concerts, anytime soon.
They're gonna have to start making their Patreon accounts and like being like, all right, fans, you want to? We'll start doing some live stuff for y'all.
Pay us,
I mean,
and we'll
I
sing
think that
for
would
you.
be. I think that would definitely be a way for them to kind of make some extra money aside from pushing merch. But I don't know if anyone's wanting to spend money right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're pushing merch and people aren't getting paid, so no one's buying their shit. No one's
What
buying.
they should do is start putting their logos and shit on some TP and selling.
Some toilet paper. Yeah, but you want your logo fucking smeared and shit? Come on, bro.
No, it's it's the new trend, God.
I'm gonna put your face on my toilet paper.
Repressed ass memories, bro. Come on. I thought we moved past this.
We'll never move past this shit. No pun intended. We'll never move past this shit.
I know, it's like a marker. It doesn't fucking say.
No, you know what? They need to. Everest actually was put this on Instagram. They're gonna put their logo on face masks and sell face masks.
Clever as fuck.
That's pretty
Great
fucking
marketing.
smart. I mean, everyone needs a fucking face mask right now.
And toilet paper. It's trending.
In these big, larger cities, they're mandating masks whenever you fucking go out. Hey, if you fucking put your logo on that shit, everyone fucking sees it.
Where'd you get your mask?
Promotion.
Oh, dude, I listened to this awesome freaking group. Check them out.
Yeah. Or, I mean, Everest was just going to have their triangle logo, which would be cool, but fucking promote your name. Your fucking say Everest or at Everest or something, something to fucking promote your page or your music or your Spotify and shit. Like, fuck, get your name out there. It's a walking billboard, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting
literally
a walking billboard. No.
I mean, it's not like they're supposed to be going out anyway. Avoid travel unless it's on essential business or whatever. We get it.
I haven't traveled in so long. And
dude, I gotta do it every day. It is what it is. It's really not as bad, and I know I keep saying this, but yeah, it's really not as bad as everyone's chalking it up to be because everyone's doing their part here in the city. So I'm starting to see all over the Bay Area that people are taking it seriously. They're trying to put an end to this because we all want to get back to our lives ultimately.
Fuck, dude, you have no idea how much I miss. I'm a sales executive, so I travel everywhere, all over the country, and it was like every other week I was traveling and I was, going to new places. I went to Nashville,
Jacksonville. Yeah, you even went to fucking Burlingame, and that's when I went out to visit you.
Exactly. That's when we linked up, but it sucks, dude. And that's when I got most of my fixes, my music fix. Like I would just put my Spotify on shuffle or my music on shuffle or played like Pandora radio, and that's how I discovered a lot of my new artists. I can't do that anymore, and I'm at home and I'm not just gonna sit there and just, I love listening to music, but it's just sitting there and just listening to music. You kind of, you want to do something, and either I'm sitting down watching TV or I'm sitting down and playing fucking GTA, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, so
at least you can go outside in that fucking video game. You can go wherever you want.
And I'll fucking go to the strip club in GTA shit.
No, you can get your money back when you're done and kill them.
Just get your bills back.
Recycle it, just keep repeating.
Just, hey, give you that back. Anyways, back to music, because that's what we're here to talk about, bro. We're music junkies, not GTA junkies. Frank Ocean has an album coming soon, and I know his last album we waited fucking years to get, and now he's coming out with the new one, which is pretty badass. And Frank Ocean, he came out, I think he's one of the first, or not first, but one of the most popular bisexual singers, or He's in the LGBTQ community, and he's pretty influential. He's pretty cool. He's pretty good. But he's coming out with the new album. Adele is coming out with the new album. Rihanna. So be sure to check him out.
Yeah, Rihanna's coming out with a couple of new things. Who was that? Party Next Door. They came out with a new album called Party Mobile, and I guess that was with Rihanna, Drake, and Bad Bunny.
Oh yeah, Bad Bunny. Some
Mm,
reggaeton y para la honey.
dude.
Fuck.
And I've been on a reggaeton kick recently too.
Who have you been listening to?
Uh, Another song I listened to was called Dale Gas.
Dale Gas. Who sings that? That sounds old
That's
school.
from Snow the Product.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's not
Um,
reggaeton, bruh.
no, I know, but I was just going off on a random tangent. Um,
What you're thinking about Gasolina by Daddy Yankee? Dame más
mm, that one.
gasolina.
Yeah, that one
That's old
too.
school,
Dude,
dude.
that one takes me
I
back to
grew.
like, fuck. What year did that come out, do you
Fuck,
think?
dude. I was in like elementary school. I was.
Exactly.
If
I
I
was
was,
still
yeah,
catching the bus.
yeah. I was fucking hella young. Reggaeton. That was when reggaeton was like. It was. It's not like now. It's trap. Back then reggaeton was like all dancing and shit. And reggaeton has a lot of fucking
I feel like
different generations.
the closer south you go, the more common it becomes to hear. Because
Yeah.
where I live, some of my neighbors blast that stuff, and they have like Chicano rap that's going on.
Yeah, Chicano rap, dude. I grew up with that shit. Mr. Lil One, Mr. Capone, Lil Rob. Fuck, dude. I, I love fucking Chicano
Oh,
rap.
dude, Alicia Keys. You know who she is. Everyone knows who she is.
Fuck yeah,
She
my
canceled.
girlfriend. I mean, what?
She canceled all of her upcoming tours because of the pandemic, and I know she's feeling that. It's hurting everyone.
Yeah, but when you get to an artist like that big, does it really hurt them financially?
She's still
Uh,
probably making a passive or residual kind of income. Like,
yeah, she gets royalties from everything, and you know what? The best platform right now, or the platform that's making the most money, is live streaming, um, media. So anything, you know,
mhm.
streaming music, streaming video, TV, like Sling, Netflix, all those streaming apps. Those are fucking making bank, like bank.
Shit, dude. I bet you Amazon Prime is too. You know how many fucking
Fuck
movies I've
man,
rented off of that shit to watch? Shit.
it's crazy. It's ridiculous.
Fucking
So
$5, $4 for renting. It's awesome.
that's expensive
Um,
though.
I know. I know. Each time.
Yeah, you go to Redbox, it was $2, but no one wants to go to Redbox right now. Fuck.
No, who even wants to go to Walmart to pick up some fucking TP? Speaking of TP, no, I'm just kidding. So Chris Brown featuring Bryson Tiller and what is it? August Alsina.
Oh yeah,
They have a
that's the super slow song. Yeah, what is it called?
yeah, it's called what? Foolish.
Foolish. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
heard it. It's kind of slow. It starts off like the beginning is the intro's pretty long. It's pretty fucking long. The song is 6 minutes, and the intro was like 3 minutes of it. So you could imagine that.
Damn. Oh,
Black
that's
Bear has
dope, man.
a few new songs.
It's clean. I'll have to check them out after. But all right. So what do you think? You think it's about time to bring on the guys?
Yeah, I think so. So, l- fucking from Denmark across the ocean, we got a special guest. They're fucking amazing. Great all around artist. You're gonna love them.
They have a lot of diversity in their music, and from what we've learned so far about them, they're cool cats. They're chill, and I think you guys will really, really appreciate these guys. So
Check them out.
definitely. Anyway, here we go.
Looks like we have the same mic, Jake.
Who? Mario and you, or me and you?
I don't think that's one. What mics are you using?
I have an MXL.
I'm just
Okay.
using a. I don't even know what mine is. I found it at a little hole in the wall shop warehouse. It was cool, man. It was like $100, and it plugs right in your computer. And it has the interface literally on the front of the thing. It's freaking awesome.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Yeah.
That's Homestyle Studio.
All right, so want to thank you guys for coming on the show. Pretty cool. You guys are in Denmark across the whole. Is it the Atlantic? Yeah, the Atlantic Ocean, right?
It is.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, first of all, I want to ask, how did you guys come to life? How did you guys get together and start Fool?
Actually, we met through a friend of ours who's a part of a Danish act called Outlandish. I don't know if you ever heard of them. They were quite big, like in the start of the century, like around the zeros.
Okay.
And they were like an R&B rap act. And I was producing a solo EP for one of the members called Bakaz. And
I was in a TV program, and it was kind of like X Factor, but the judges were the ones that could go, and they promised me like seven Fridays on live television, and so I did it. And I met this guy in this competition. He was one of the mentors, and he got kicked out pretty fast. And then he asked me if I wanted to do something, and I said, hell yeah. And then I moved back to the island where I'm from, called Bornholm. It lives like 42,000 people, and waited 1.5 years, and I know half a year or something.
Yeah.
And then I went to your studio, and we made one track, and then I went back home, and there didn't happen a lot of stuff between me and that guy, so I texted him, and yeah.
That's how it always happens, huh?
Oh yeah.
Just most randomest story.
yeah, exactly.
And are you guys just making music together, or are you guys doing your separate stuff as well?
We're just making music together.
Music, yeah.
Easier that way, right? I mean, two heads are better than one.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, the thing is that I'm a little older than Adrian. So I've been doing a lot of stuff before that. That was why I was producing for Bakaz as well. And we actually just started out with a walk and a coffee and just talked about what to do. And I was like, if we're doing this, it's going to be like equal cut. We do it all together. Fuck labels,
yeah.
all that, just focus on making good music and take it from there.
Are you guys signed right now?
Yeah, we are. We're signed to we're signed to Sony International from the Danish. What is that called? The Danish
label, Danish front. I don't know.
Whatever.
Sony Music
Denmark.
Yeah. Sony Music International Denmark.
How is how would you rate the scene in Denmark? I've discovered a lot of artists from Denmark, and it's crazy because I found you guys listening to Winston. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I listened to Winston, and then I was like, I'm just gonna look at artists that are similar, and then I found you guys. I was like, oh my god, they're fucking good. So I was like, I'm gonna hit them up real quick. So
cool.
And how is the scene over there in Denmark? Because there's so many artists out there.
Yeah, the thing is that Denmark is, I don't know how much you know about Denmark, but we are a quite small country. Yeah. There's about 6 million people in Denmark. So, the market isn't that big. And in that way, it's hard to talk about scenes because you don't really have an underground because, there's not that many people as you can have in LA or New York or whatever, where you can have a lot of people doing unknown things. But that's, if you're doing anything remotely good in Denmark, people will, get to you or know you.
Gotcha. Well, we know that in the States, there's a lot of different languages here as well. But what is it like there in Denmark? You know, are there different languages that are, I guess, more used than others? Which ones would those be? Would you say?
Our native language is Danish.
Okay.
Which is then only 6 million people talking that. It sounds horrible.
Well, 6 million people is the size of San Diego. That's where I'm
Right,
at. It's 6 million people just in San Diego.
That's what I was going to ask. You know, so if the primary language there is Danish, what made you guys choose to write all your lyrics and stuff in English? You know, or were you trying to?
Yeah, so we can talk to you.
Well, shit.
I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with that too.
I think we were always, you know, there's kind of two ways to go in Denmark. You can either go English because you want to make it outside of Denmark, or because you're limited to 6 million people if you do it in.
I see your point there.
But at the same time, I think we've always been exposed to American English music, television. That's why I think so many people in Denmark speak really good English, because you know, we've always been listening to it, and that's where our whole inspiration is from. Yeah. So it kind of it's weird when you're inspired by something in English and then you can't translate that into Danish. We have quite a big like hip hop or rap scene in Denmark, where you have these mixtures, because we have like big urban places in the cities where you have a lot of immigrants and you have a lot of mixed, you know, Arabic people and African people, and they have kind of, as in the US, they've developed their own lingo, which is kind of a mixture of
everything.
Yeah. So that's the closest you get to like huge Danish music, and that's actually also was streaming the best in Denmark. But you know, you're limited to only you can't get outside Denmark with a weird mixture of
different languages. Yeah,
gotcha. So it all boils down to marketing, targeting that. Gotcha.
And who would you say is your biggest inspiration? Who did you want to be like? You know, since you guys are saying you listen to a lot of American and, you know, English artists, who would you say would be? We want to be like them, or we want to be similar to them.
I don't think we've ever had like one specific or a few specific. One of the first things we talked about was that we never want to limit ourselves in terms of genres. So I think, because I've been playing a lot of rock music as well. I grew up on like grunge music and punk music and stuff like that, and American music, and then got in. And I think I kind of bridged that when I heard the first Kanye things, and like electro music coming from France, like Justice, because that was kind of rock music in an electro way.
Yeah.
So that was kind of where that got bridged for me. And you come from a slightly different kind of music.
Yeah, sure. My dad's a musician, and he has been a musician all my life. So I started playing the guitar when I was young, and a little bit of piano and a little bit of drums. It has to be said that I can play those instruments, but he's way better at playing them.
Just a little bit.
But yeah, I started playing on the streets like my father, and then I went to that TV program, met Jabs, and now it's like
important to say that you were like 16 when you went to that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, you were 16?
Yeah.
Dang, bro, a little prodigy. Look at you. That's sick, man.
Hobo prodigy.
I mean, how intense was it to watch yourself kind of grow from that point all the way up until where you're at now? Because I mean, you guys are getting like 9 million streams, you know, like and more.
18 on Strapped. 18 million.
18 on Strapped. It's freaking ludicrous, bro. It's awesome. I mean, how do you feel about that? Going from, man, you know, I'm just gonna do music. Look at these beautiful things I have on my wall behind me.
God damn. Mine's plain.
Yeah.
I'm not that good.
We're gonna drop a sick ass beat one of these days.
No, but the thing is that it it went kind of fast, and we're just doing what we were doing. The good thing is that we hooked up with our manager Majid, and he had like a setup under Sony where he could just, because he has been the manager of some big Danish acts, so he had like his own part of Sony where he could just, with a 50-50 royalty share, he could just run it by himself. And that was the thing, because we were definitely not into signing for a major label, because we were like, no, not gonna go that way.
They'll make you change, and your sound would be completely different right now if you did that.
Exactly. The first thing I said, because I said to Majid, our manager, I said, I want to work with you. I'm not sure about Sony unless we could do it exactly like we want to do it. So the first thing I told him was, we're not going to have any A&Rs in our project. We want to have complete creative control.
Oh, yeah.
And that was cool. So, and then we released the first single, Live a Little, which did okay. It was played a little on Danish radio. And then we released Outcast, which went a little bit better. And then, it kind of blew up with Strap.
Yeah.
Not long after, some guy shared Live a Little from the States, I think. What's he called?
Noah Centineo. Do you know him?
I don't think I've heard of him.
No.
And he shared it, and you guys kind of blew up a little bit in the States after that.
Oh, but it made Live a Little quite bigger, actually. It was fun to watch.
Most of your listeners are in Denmark, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, as I just told you, that there's only 6 million people in Denmark. So for us to have those streaming counts, that's pretty
gigantic.
Yeah.
That means that every person is listening, bumping you right now. Every person in Denmark with 18 million. I mean, come on.
Damn.
The funny thing, though, is that not very many people in Denmark know who we are, because it was kind of just our music who did it. So we're not, we haven't done that many TV shows or interviews.
We're not famous.
No.
So you guys could go out and eat at a restaurant, and no one runs up to you and asks you for autograph.
Well, I mean, we're not doing that right now. We're all kind of stuck at home, so
yeah. That's true.
Some time. Give us some time.
And how is it? You guys are in LA?
So Mario's in LA, and I'm over by San Francisco, where the whole epicenter was. But in San Francisco, it's not as bad. I think there was like what, 700 some odd cases here now, and only a few hundred deaths.
Yeah, the thing about San Francisco was smart, and they were on top of it. They started the quarantine right away instead of letting it spread. Other places like LA, San Diego, New York, they did it way too late. So it spread like fucking wildfire out there. So I think San Francisco, that's why they're being smart.
And now I don't know about your political views, but you have quite an interesting character
as a president.
Oh, we totally understand. And
God. I don't want to get too into it.
Even the most diehards have their own opinions at this point. Let's just say that.
Oh man, yeah, he's definitely an interesting character. He opens his mouth a lot.
Put it mildly.
Yeah, to put it mildly.
I mean, you could be like Biden, and be kind of weird with women and other people.
Yeah.
You think Trump's not weird with women? He grabbed her by the pussy, bro.
Exactly.
Come on. Oh God. Okay. It's kind of embarrassing because I've talked to people from Mexico. I'm Mexican, so I talk to people from Mexico and stuff, and they look at me and they're like, "Dude, I'm so sorry." And keep in mind, Mexico's so corrupt. They have always had horrible presidents. So for them to tell me, "Hey, dude, your president sucks," my God. I'm like, wow. Coming from someone from Mexico, that really hurts.
Where are you from, Mexico?
I'm from Mexicali, Mexico, and some of my family's from Guadalajara, Jalisco.
Okay, cool.
So
actually, just when we released Strapped, I went to Mexico.
Oh, really? Vacation, or did you guys come and play?
No, that was just vacation.
Where did you go?
I went to the Yucatan Peninsula. Yeah,
How did you like the food?
I love it.
He talks about it all the time.
I really loved it, and I love Mexico and Mexicans in general.
Mexico is
those-
still in his fridge.
I still got a lot of hot sauces in my fridge.
Hell yeah.
After this quarantine is over, I'll wrangle up some Mexican treats and I'll ship them off to you. Little Mexican
that'd
care
be great,
package.
man. I would love that.
Dude.
And you know what's crazy? I went to anywhere in Mexicali where my family's originally from, and they listen to a lot of European artists. So like you go into their underground rave scene and their underground club scene. The DJs are bumping European music and different languages and different nationalities, and I'm like, where did this come from? How did they get a hold of this? It's crazy. But they have a huge music scene. What was that?
What kind of music are they listening to?
They listen to
Europe?
everything. They electro mostly, because they have the underground raves over there, so they have raves in like huge acres of land. They just find a random ass spot and just throw a fucking rave. It's fucking crazy. It
Sounds awesome.
They get crazy. But what is your guys' main plan? Do you guys want to expand to the United States eventually, or are you guys content with where you're at?
We would love to go to the States, and actually we were planning on going this spring. That seems kind of hard now, so because
Just a little.
Yeah, exactly. And kind of at the moment, I think we're quite happy being in Denmark and not at the States, because we have a quite good medical care system here. So
yeah, thanks.
Dude. Okay, so we're still trying to get someone in office that's like willing to do the whole free medical shit. With this pandemic going on, you'd think that'd be something that people would want to have. But neither of these people that are running are. You know what I mean?
And that's weird. But I think though, if there should come one good thing out of this pandemic, it could be that people start looking differently at those political issues, because they all see these days that what it takes, and all the amount of money in the world, as long as they're on the wrong hands, we're all just up for grabs.
Yep.
So I think that could be one positive. I don't know how it is, but
well, before we've talked about the impact that it is having on the environment, and it's actually clearing up all over the world. There was a lot of pollution happening. Now we're starting to see those levels kind of drop. There isn't as many crime happening either. People are forced to stay at home. You'd think with this coronavirus thing, people would not have any issues, but I guess a few days ago, one of my neighbors had someone close to them that they know get killed in a drive-by. So it's freaking mind-blowing. Yeah. So
imagine that.
Yeah.
You never
it was over in Vallejo. So I don't know if you know where Vallejo is, but it's
No, about what?
Vallejo, California. Probably not. I mean, you guys are a world away. How do I describe what Vallejo is? Do you know who E40 is?
Oh, you're breaking up a bit as well. I don't know. The connection is.
No, it's probably me. It's
probably Jake.
I'm running wide.
So let's change the subject.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
So I mean now that you guys are in quarantine, are you guys actually writing right now?
Yeah, a lot. Just separate.
Actually, we didn't see each other for kind of 4 weeks until yesterday, and just teamed up to talk to you guys. We thought that was a great. So we kind of just had the deal, because how do you deal with this whole situation? And we were actually supposed to start releasing a whole album around now, but we've kind of postponed it because
I get you.
So we just made a deal that let's take this time,
just fucking right.
Yeah. get new ideas, see where we can take things, and hook up sometime, on the other side.
And get ready for the States.
Yeah,
Get ready for the States. And no, you guys coming out LA, San Diego. What was that?
we actually had some guys reach out to us from. I think they were from a big artist agency based in LA. And it was those guys we actually were planning to go see, but hopefully we'll still do that. It's just hard to say when we can do it, because I think it would be a while before you can go across border.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Well, they're saying May. Hopefully, if they don't keep pushing it back, they should open stuff back.
Doubt it.
Yeah, doubt it.
I doubt it.
I think
we're
we're just getting started.
Like to the last day, and they're gonna be like, "Just kidding, you guys got enough."
Go
to your room, think about what you did.
Exactly. Well, our prime minister, she was just out saying the other day that every festival in Denmark is canceled during the summer. So we're not allowed to be assembled more than 10 people until August.
Damn.
So we kind of had a few gigs that got canceled, and there's a lot of artists in Denmark that lives off of that summer and all the festivals and stuff like that. So that was.
All right, well, let's get creative here for a second. Let's say that this lockdown is going to stay for a while. What do you guys think that you could do to try to put yourself out there more, or maybe generate some more sales with your guys? Do you guys have merch and stuff? Like, would you say
we actually just made? Yeah, we made the first batch of merch. We played 2 concerts in the beginning of the year in January. No, start February. Yeah.
I don't know.
and we made the first kind of the first batch of merch. So it didn't get us quite as good as we wanted it to be, but it was a start. And to be honest, the last couple of weeks we've just been laying low just to figure out, because this whole thing is also about, I think, kind of placing it in your mind. To I felt kind of numbed, for lack of a better word.
Desensitized from it. It's like, is this really fucking happening? Does it need to happen? Yeah. It's totally. And there's a lot of people who are becoming depressed, and because we're staying home, and humans are social creatures. We like to go out and interact and do stuff. And some shit happened in my life, and I'm like, all right, I'm single now. Time to go out and have some fun. No, just kidding. You're under lockdown. And I'm like, damn it.
He needs to live a little.
I mean, last night I kind of did, but I mean,
we won't talk about that.
This is music. This ain't fucking Skinamax. No,
Fair enough.
Are you guys making a living on just music?
We are.
Yeah, so it's just music. Music is your pretty much career, life, everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. And that's luckily as well. I'll stop talk politics now, but in Denmark we have.
Okay. I mean, maybe we should make another podcast for that in the future. But I mean,
hell no. No, but because we lost all our summer gigs, which was kind of what we were counting on living off.
Yeah.
So, but luckily in Denmark we have a quite socialist system that put out all these funds for people who lose money and have their own business and care packages. It's called.
That's pretty awesome.
There you go.
So now you guys could focus on making music and writing and promoting yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think we're still counting on releasing the album, because it will be our debut album, and we're kind of looking forward, because we've only been releasing singles for like 3. Yeah. So it has always been like a goal of ours to make a record, to show some different sides to what we can do and stuff like that. And then
you guys gonna get a big old vinyl one to hang up on the wall to be like, look.
Fuck yeah.
It's gonna go right above those on the wall.
Exactly.
We have a big one, but it's not on the wall.
Yeah, actually it's only the gold ones.
No, there's
Two
one
of-
platinum.
Two of them, Strapped and Worry, has actually gone platinum in Denmark.
Wow.
Rap
Yeah,
went
that's
double.
Worry's my
So-
favorite song.
Mm-hmm. Strapped is my favorite. The first time I heard it, I was just like, oh, fuck. I give up. I mean,
Great.
I was blasting it in my car, and I have like a decent sound system. And the bass is, oh, dude.
Yeah.
And you guys do everything,
I
right?
love that song.
You guys make all your own shit. You don't do
Everything.
any outsourcing whatsoever.
That's fucking
Exactly.
awesome. You know that's hard to find. You don't find a lot of artists that do that.
Learn some shit from you guys, but I don't want to like be too pushy. You know what I mean?
No, come on.
Thank you for being so
Yeah.
appreciated.
No, I just
Actually,
know how much goes into actually
Yeah.
writing a good song and like have some fucking slappers out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have
And
some
that's
good music.
Bangers. Sorry, bangers. They're called bangers, not slappers.
No slappers. I like.
All right.
No, but it's cool that you recognize that, because actually that's something we pride ourselves on. I think that's at least my old like punk mentality, that you gotta do your own shit, you gotta produce it yourself, you gotta have the vision, and because too many artists, they rely on
Everybody.
Not to say that it's better than how other people. In the end, it's about the music.
Yeah.
Is it good or is?
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of music. There's a lot of crap music where it's very easy to tell that a lot of people have been involved and it didn't make it any better.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a vision. They had no idea why they were putting this into the world, and that's what we talk a lot about as well. What is it that there's been made so much great music over hundreds of years. What are you putting into the world?
Yeah.
And sometimes I can listen to music and that's what you came up with.
Yeah.
You got fucking Kanye, Beatles, whatever. And that's what you came up with. So,
oh man, I'm just so glad there's other people out there that like look at Kanye the same way I look at Kanye. You know what I mean? They don't.
You're gonna be
Kanye.
I think Kanye College Dropout best album. Anything after that, I'm not a fan of.
what?
So talking about music, how long would you guys say it actually takes to start writing your instrumental versus like when you finish it and you're like, all right, let's lay a fat juicy track of lyrics over this? How long does that usually take?
It's different.
It can vary from like
one day to 10 weeks.
Actually, we often, I think that's a bit different as well, because I produce the music.
Mm-hmm.
We write the whole thing together, and we take every decision together. But I'm not the type of producer, probably also because I come from a bit different background. I don't just do beats. I don't just make a loads of production and we top line over them. We always go for the song. Do we have a little melody or a small lyric or whatever, and that's what's making the track for most parts.
So you write the songs first and the lyrics come after, because what I'm taking from this is you kind of find a melody and you're like, you know what, that could go perfect here, and you're like, all right, so how do I
Yeah.
figure
Actually,
this in there?
To give you an example, when we made Strapped, Adrian, he came and he just sang the hook line for me, just a cappella. He was like, I have this idea, and he didn't he didn't take it seriously. He was just
remember it was in the middle of,
Oh, come on, man.
we're making a whole nother track, and it was not really working, and he was like, do you got any other ideas? Like, do you have some? Oh yeah, well I got this little one, and I had fun with it, and I sang it, and he just stopped the music. He was like,
okay.
He's like, bring your ass over here, the mic, go.
yeah, and he said, take it serious, do it again, and I did it again, and then I went home, and then I don't know if it was a day or two.
No, but the funny thing was that you record over a different track, which was in a totally different tempo. It was much faster. I just had to have it. So I just had this sound piece where you sang it like double time or whatever, and then I stretched it because I could hear that
it sounded better slower. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So then I made the whole.
So you worked
Well,
around the lyrics, which is, you know, not always that easy. It's
Dude,
not
that's
always easy
hard.
putting music to lyrics or a melody. In my opinion, I mean, we've been making music for a while, and we always find making the music first and then adding the lyrics to the music is easier for us. But I mean, that's awesome that you
Lyrics
guys went backwards.
are always the hardest part to write because it's like, all right, I got to keep, you know, all the syllables, you know, with the beats, it's got to sound good. It can't be wonky, you know.
He's gone.
What? Can you say that? Say it again.
You froze.
Oh shit. I forgot what I had said. It was a spur of the moment thing, guys. My bad.
He can't think on top of his feet.
Let me ask
It's a California thing. A little space. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
Let me just ask you a question out of curiosity. Do you smoke weed?
Fuck yeah, we do.
Yeah.
No, I do. Well, I mean,
How can you get weed in the Corona time?
They deliver it.
they deliver it, or if you know people.
Have you heard about LA?
Yeah.
I've never been to, but people are talking and get some card and then like say you have a scratch.
There's this app on the phone, Weed Maps. You pick your dispensary you want to order from. You pick the weed you want, indica, sativa, hybrid, whatever. You press deliver it now, pay with your credit card, and it's like Uber Eats. They just bring it to your house, your front door.
Yeah.
There you go. Here's your weed.
Yeah, 'cause it's totally legal now, right?
In California, it's legal for recreational.
Okay, so it's still illegal on the federal level, but on the state level, it is. It's fine. You can still.
Yeah.
It's heavily regulated. Like if they say if you what did they say? If you get your medical marijuana card or you're doing that, you can't go out and buy a gun or something.
Yeah.
You know, the laws are really strange. You know, I miss Arizona for that reason.
But you know, it's recreational. But you go to Colorado, Washington, Oregon, California. I think New York made it legal. No, I don't know if New York, but you could just go and buy a blunt from a dispensary and smoke it, just as long as you're 21.
And I think they're still an essential business, so they're still open. You know,
yeah,
like, I don't know
they're
if you can
essential
actually
because
go there.
they offer medical services. You know, a lot of cancer patients and stuff like that require marijuana after they're going to treatment. So, fuck, you know, everyone could buy weed right now, but they're only delivering or curbside. So if you can't go into a dispensary and look at a, you know, weed, you could just drive there and they'll bring it to your car or they'll deliver it to your house. It's pretty fucking convenient.
So I mean, if you make your move to California, hey, you're pretty much set, bro.
Yeah, I gotta try it. We have some decent weed in Denver, though. Snoop Dogg said.
Yeah. Dude,
Is it
okay,
legal?
so I saw this really cool video of Snoop Dogg and the security guard literally just puffing on a blunt, man. It was
Yeah, I
fucking
saw
awesome.
that. He took off his, his police clothes.
That's
What,
pretty-
in Denmark?
No, somewhere on the club.
And is it legal in
was.
Denmark?
No, but we have like Amsterdam have coffee shop. We have a place called Christiania, where it's like it's a city, inner city, where the police almost never enters, and there's Pusher Street where people,
Actually, it comes from the late or the early 70s, where a group of hippies just took over this old military area to build their own society.
So it's like a homestead kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
it's
perfect.
There's a place like that here, right kind of where my hometown is. It's called Slab City. So you go and you were talking about punk. You look around, mohawks like crazy. These fools with patches all over their vest. These they have every night.
Like old school punk.
Yeah, every old school as fuck. They have every night. They have like concerts in the middle of the town, you know. And they welcome outsiders. You could go in and just watch the show, but it's just fucking these old ass punk dudes just playing fucking like, you know, I'm talking about like the Addicts type stuff, the Addicts or Ramones, you know, shit like that. It's fucking badass. And so they have no government, no cops, no one really bothers them. They don't bother anyone. All they do is smoke weed, drink, and play music.
Yeah,
it's fucking badass.
It sounds kind of like the same thing here. It's one of the few things that we can actually be proud of in in Copenhagen because it's in the center of Copenhagen, and it's just it has always been a political issue whether to close it or whatever because it's based on one of the most expensive grounds in Copenhagen. But
That's crazy.
it's still quite an amazing thing, and
Really?
that's where you go to get your weed.
Like I go there a lot.
Of course you do.
Especially in these times because it's so goddamn boring. But
I don't smoke that much, so I couldn't say it.
We all say that, bro. You don't gotta downplay it. Come
I don't smoke that much.
yeah.
I don't smoke that much. Actually, I rolled up a joint because yesterday he took a puff and I smoked the rest of it and he was like, "Do you have more?" No, I didn't know he was about to smoke. So today I rolled a bigger one. So after this interview,
It's a big fat one.
we might be getting high.
Damn,
But the
Jabs, I see how you work. I got you.
But the cool thing about Christiania is that it is very illegal. And you come in there and sometimes the police just rents the place, but they can't stop it because I don't think that the weed part is the coolest part, but it's dope for people that need it and
Oh,
for
yeah.
me.
Yeah,
Get
for
high,
you.
but it's just like you can fuck with the system and that's the dope.
And the thing is, I think the reason that they can never close it totally down is because if you close, it's actually called Pusher Street, the place where you can buy
Push
your
the
weed.
street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you close that down, you've just moved the sales to like better
Another
places.
part, yeah.
It's kind of like controlled in a weird like
Yeah.
we don't talk about.
They
it.
have a way to kind of keep it here instead of letting it spread into other places. So I mean, it's kind of
Exactly.
smart, but it's kind of like, fuck, what do we do about this place? But fuck, if we do anything about it, we're fucked. Yeah, so that makes a lot of
Exactly.
sense. Oh.
Yeah.
So, I know one of you, Adrian, you skate, right?
I do very much. Yes.
How good are
And
you?
he's fucking good. He's fucking good.
Bust out a
Okay.
kickflip right now?
Oh yeah.
Indoors, man.
It's my living room.
Fuck up the floors. How did you transition from skating to music?
Well, it was, I kind of, all my life, I haven't been good at school or like doing the dishes or like normal stuff.
Okay, I can relate.
Taking the trash out.
But like, I was good at skating. So I just knew I only wanted to do what made me happy. And that was obviously what I was good at. And at the time it was skateboarding. So my dream was just to become the best skater in the world and get a lot of sponsors and a lot of free shit. But yeah, then I met my guitar and yeah, it's kind of cringe for me to say, but I heard Justin Bieber on YouTube and I was like, this kid, he's
Dude.
dope.
No, I feel you.
I fucking love Justin Bieber's music. There's no shame.
No, but at the beginning, like it was
The very beginning, yeah.
Bieber cringe, like, but
you're kind of his age, aren't
yeah, I was the same age,
Yeah.
and I promise you, I got a lot of girls because I perfected my voice to sound very much like him, as well as I think a lot of other singers do when they want to become their own singer.
Yeah.
I just imitated him, and then I imitated some other guy, and I imitated some other guy, and found my own voice like through that.
That's how you learn. That's how.
Yeah.
So, I
that's
mean,
how
you've
we
never
do it.
had any vocal lessons before?
Now I have, but I would say no because I've had like vocal training when we started playing a lot of concerts because I needed ways to like warm up my voice and stuff.
Right. Because it's like when we're talking right now, you know, I can hear, you know, the accent in your voice, but in the recordings you have this nice open Americanized tone. I'm just like, bro, you ain't from Denmark. What are you talking about?
Well, actually,
So-
I'm half Peruvian and a quarter Faroe Islandish and only a quarter Danish.
Damn.
Gotcha. But I mean, I'm just saying, you know, that's another little nuance that people don't really take into consideration. You know, and I see it a lot in movies as well. If you ever watched The Walking Dead, Rick Grimes, you know, he has a really British accent when he talks. You know, it's interesting. But then he's all Carl, you know, American. You know, like he's got that change,
And it is that.
and I think that's a very important aspect to have in your music because
it's crazy how you could switch. Yeah.
And actually, I think because that was one of the first things that I noticed with Adrian, like besides he sings amazingly good, is that he has this way that he can just pronounce things, and it's a part of the way that he sings. Because
I speak bad English, like I don't know that many words, and I usually fuck up when I speak, like fuck up in the words. But when I sing, it's like what's it called, tics. You can't control.
Hey, music is a universal language, my man.
But that's down to the thing you told before, that you imitated people. And that's in the tone, in the pronunciation, and like the details, because he's very good at details, and you know, he's very intuitive about things. So that plays on a whole different thing than having a conversation where you have to be eloquent or have a big vocabulary or whatever.
Oh, yeah, totally.
He has this thing where he can hear it, and he can, most importantly, he can do it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
because the hardest thing for me was always trying to figure out, okay, how am I gonna mimic that tone? Am I sounding like this? You know, because I know when I listen to something, it's like, all right, this sounds cool, and then I listen to it again, I'm just like,
we have those experiences too, though. we make shit music too.
That never stops,
and it has to continue.
Yeah, well, that's how you learn. You know, you make your shit music. It's like you make your mistakes, and then you get up from it, and you kind of develop your better sounds and your better lyrics and your better singing and everything.
Exactly.
Down the line, you could probably use some of your old stuff that you thought was shit because it fits better in something else, and it's like a polished turd at that.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go take a piss.
You're not allowed to do that. Damn it!
He's fired.
Now for the truth.
All right. Really tell me how you feel about him. he's out of the room. You guys are cool as hell. You play drums a lot, right?
Yeah, I'm originally a drummer. So I played the drums since I was like 6 years old. Started making my own kit from trash cans and, you know, the classic
buckets and stuff like
pots and pans in the kitchen, some Hobson.
Yeah, exactly. And then I played rock music for many years. Played guitar and I sang a bit myself. But it has always been about creating. You know, that was always the main focus for me. I was never, because I'm a pretty good drummer, but I was never interested in playing, just being a drummer, playing in bands or whatever. It was always creating something. And
I've always felt like drummers were the most important thing in the band because they're the ones that are carrying the entire tempo, keeping everyone in time. You know what I mean? So there's a lot that goes into that, and that's something that I could recognize as well.
Definitely. Do you guys play yourself?
Well,
we used to be in a metal band.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What kind of metal?
It was, I guess you could say metalcore, kind of screamo-ish. He would sing. Okay. I was one of the frontmen. I would scream. He also plays guitar, piano, and drums. I play a little bit of drums, not much. But
okay.
So you know, we try to make our music and we have fun with it.
Yeah, cool.
So, you know, I think that's why we kind of know, hey, you guys are fucking badass that you guys are doing everything yourselves, because, you know, we know how hard it is. It's hard, dude. It's hard.
Pain in the ass, but
and it's that weird thing that, because exactly as Adrian he just said, that even though you get, you know, 18 million streams, that doesn't change. You know, you can have that at 18 million. Next thing you're doing sounds like shit, and it doesn't ever get less frustrating, or, you know, and that's just weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then your guys' latest song, "Kids," how did that come out? How did you guys write that? How did you guys create that?
I think actually it was similar to Strat, where you had like a little line or a little
A little bit of magic.
phrase. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was less than what you had at Strap, but there was just something about it. It was the hook line where
Take this knife and put it
My heart, girl. Yeah.
and that was it. And we made it up from there.
I made the piano part of it, and then for a long time it was just a piano, a 4 to the floor, a bass, and we wrote the song over that. And then I used an immense amount of time to try to figure out exactly how the production should sound, because every time I did something, it was kind of, getting in the way of the song, or it was too pushy, and at the same time I knew that the demo that was too little, so it was hard finding that balance between that you kept the naivety or whatever from the demo, but still gave it some peaks. Yeah.
I really want to know, what genre do you guys consider yourself? Because I see a little bit of everything,
Like
So-
rap and
We-
pop.
We actually had to talk about that yesterday because we need to figure that out. We've always been saying like we don't care about genres, and we both listen to like almost
Everything.
every kind of music, and we don't want to like end
You
up.
don't want to put
somewhere-
yourself in a little box. I get
No, but
you.
I don't know why, but I think I was afraid of getting stuck in a genre, and I don't know why I should get stuck in a genre, but I think for both of us right now, we feel like we need somewhere like to put our focus on, and
Well, I mean, if you
own
look at 21 Pilots, man, those guys are all over the place too, and they have a lot of good content, a lot of great songs that are just people get.
Mm.
So
Yeah, it's
I get
I
it.
see it.
Don't put yourself in a box.
No, exactly. I said
but the stick in the box.
wow.
You got to live a little.
Yeah. Just slap them on the table. No, but that's the thing, because I know it's a big cliche to say that we don't want to be put in a box, or we can't define our music, whatever. But I think it's the truth for almost every musician out there. Like in 2020, what is a pure genre? It's very often, or it's very
Too few and
seldom
far
that you hear an act which is purely this is only country, or this is only whatever pop is. That's
Diversity is key.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I feel like you need to have the diversity to succeed. If you don't have the diversity, you're always just gonna, go for one certain audience, and they're like, yeah, it's cool. But then you want to expand and open the doors for
Appeal
everything.
to everyone. Make music for everyone instead of just a group of people.
yeah. And I think most importantly, I think it's about challenging yourself all the time. That because we listen to so many different kinds of music, that I definitely come from a totally different background than what it sounds like the things we're doing. I think we talked about this from day one, that we should always be able to do whatever we felt like.
Mm-hmm.
But the most interesting part of it is when you blend things and not say, okay, we're going to do a punk album now, and then we're going to do whatever reggae album, because that's been done, and that's genre. But what if we mix things? And I think that's what with our music, because my way of thinking, a hip hop beat is not like a hip hop producer.
Exactly.
But I get the bounce, and I'm a drummer, but I come from a different melodic background, so mixing those things. I think that's the interesting part.
Yeah, well, Kids
So I guess my next
has a
thing-
little bit of I feel like and my girl was telling me the same thing. It's like a beachy vibe, be a little bit beachy reggae, but it's still kind of poppy and R&B feel. That's what we saw, and you see a little bit of everything in it. So you're not like, oh, I'm just gonna do a reggae song or I'm just gonna do a pop song and that's it.
And I think a thing that is in our music as well, you're probably the best to to say if that's right, is that we always have a bit of melancholy. So even when it's a sunny track, because we're from Denmark, we're from up north, you know, we always have that bit of melancholy in there.
We're Northmen. No, Northlings. Northlings. Feel like
So how much pressure would you say that you guys actually put on yourselves to bust out some content?
a lot. Me, less than him. And
I can totally see that.
He's a producer. He's like, oh,
you're like, I'm just a tap.
Well, it's just like you see it. That's how it is. No, he has this wheel up in his head that never stops running, and mine just never starts.
It's because you're always buying that weed.
That's why he loves me so much. Sometimes I have to call him at night because he can't sleep, and he's like, "Oh, dude, please sing some words for me. I need to calm down." And then of course I do it for him, and he says whenever I'm not around, he just can't sleep.
Oh, that's cute. He's blushing.
Yeah, he is. You made him turn red, bro. He's matching that couch.
No, but he's for real the hardest worker I've ever met. And I do it in a slow.
No, you guys seem like some really cool cats. Really cool cats. We've had a couple of people come onto the show already, but you guys are fun. I think we'll keep you.
You too, man. You too.
So I think we got everything we need. Do you guys want to tell your fans anything? I mean, we only have this many followers, but we're trying to expand and hopefully get your guys' music, list heard in the States or LA or San Francisco's, So is there anything you would want to tell anyone, about yourself, about your music, or anything that we haven't covered?
Yes, stay the fuck home.
Yes.
Stop being young and youthful. Stay the fuck home. Don't party in the weekends. Don't be like, oh, I'm bored and it's hard for me. Take this thing serious so we can make it.
So we can compensate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we love you.
We love you, fuckhead. Stay home.
It's coming from a place of love, but stay the fuck home.
We love you, fucking morons.
No, but that's the thing. I think that's why we did this as well. We think it's great to talk about music always with people who, it's guys like you that make our music travel. And that's just, I think, although we have all these streams in Denmark, it still amazes us when people from across the pond, they write and say, we listen to your music and I think it's great. We get messages from Argentina or whatever. It still amazes me.
Yeah.
Because we did it all in here, exactly here.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you trust me, we're gonna promote your shit as much as we can in our personal profiles, to our friends, to everyone. So, hopefully you get some more streams and
and let's hook up when we get over there.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah,
hell
definitely.
Yeah,
put us in the booth.
Shit, we'll make some music. How about that?
Yeah,
I'm down as fuck.
I'll get some
metal. I'll bring you some Norwegian black metal. Have you ever heard that?
Oh,
yeah,
I've heard some. Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm down. Well, that was fucking awesome, man. Fool is such amazing. Who would have thought, someone so much talent, two guys, singer, producer, beat maker, also a fucking skater. It's crazy, man.
Dude, they're very, very high energy, very, very chill, and damn, I hope they stay true to their word, man. We need to link up with those guys.
Yeah. So be sure to check them out. They're on Spotify, all their social networkings, Facebook, Instagram. They have amazing music, and their most streamed song, and you'll love it, Strapped. Second most streamed song is Worry. Listen to those songs, promote them, share them. Please, let's blow them up in the States so they could come out here, and tour.
Seriously.
We need more bands like them. We need more genuine people, more artists that create from nothing. So check them out. We'll promote it. We'll show you all their social networking. So don't stop listening to them. Don't stop listening to music. In general, we're music junkies here. We're trying to promote as much as we can. And be sure to check them out. Check out Everest, King Blitz. They're all great artists. They're up and coming. And
even though we didn't have Tomorrow's Bad Seeds come on there, check them out too, because they got a lot of really amazing music.
Yeah. They're not up and coming though. They're established. They're big. They've been in the industry for 20 years. So also check them out. Their music is awesome. Reggae. If you love reggae, listen to them. We're here to talk about Fool. Don't forget about them. Fool.
Reggae rock.
Sorry, Tomorrow's Bad Seeds is reggae rock. But anyways, Fool. And this is I just want to read this before we close this out. This is in their bio, Fool's bio. The cleverest of all, in my opinion, is the man who calls himself a fool at least once a month. And
damn, I do that every fucking day.
But you're not that clever. All right. Till next week.
Y'all have a good rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in, and keep your eyes peeled for your next fix, guys, because we got some really big things happening. Be excited. Be stoked. Be safe.
And stay home. Peace out, guys.